Hello students, welcome to Byju's Tuition Center and I'm Aman Sharma, your biology tutor. So in today's session, we are going to learn about reproduction in animals, right? Today, we will discuss about what is reproduction, what are its type, what are the different modes of asexual reproduction, right? But before moving ahead, let me ask a very simple question from all of you. What do you mean by reproduction? Yes, who would like to tell me the answer? Just raise your hand. Yes, Vaibhav, please tell the answer. Absolutely correct, Vaibhav. Very good. Right, everyone? So, reproduction is a very simple biological process by which an organism gives rise to birth to a young one which is of its own kind. Right? So, basically, if we talk about reproduction, everyone, it is a very crucial process because it ensures the survival of a particular species over this planet, right? If we human being reproduce, then only after our generations will come, right? Or it belong to any other category of animal or plants. So reproduction ensures the continuation of species. Please note it down along with me. It ensures continuation of species, right? And one more thing that I want to share with you everyone, that during reproduction the parents passes their genetic material to their young ones. Now what is that genetic material, right? Genetic material is just like a blueprint, right? So some anyone must have said to you, oh, your hairs resemble to your parent, your father, your eye resemble to your mother. What is it? It is just because of the presence of genetic material which we have received from our parents, right? So genetic material basically expresses the feature of our parents, right? Okay then. So now it's time to learn about the types of reproduction. We can classify reproduction on the basis of number of parents, right? So we can classify them into two categories. The first one is asexual reproduction and the second one is sexual reproduction. Let us take the asexual reproduction first. See, in case of asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved. Everyone make a note of this. I'll explain it to you in a very easy manner, right? It involves a single parent, right? Up. Now you have only single parent, so they do not need to make any kind of gametes, right? So no gamete formation takes place because only single parent is taking part in reproduction. No gametes are formed, right? And if no gametes are formed, do you think there will be any case of fertilization? No, absolutely right. Right. So we will add one more point here. No fertilization takes place. Fertilization is also absent. Right. Now, one very important feature related to asexual reproduction is in case of asexual reproduction, since single parent is involved, it means the complete genetic material is passed on from the parents to their young one, and hence there are no variations, right? No variations are found in offspring. They are exactly similar. They are exactly similar to their parents. That's why we will use a special term for that, and it is, let me change the color for better contrast, everyone. We call them as clones, right? So the young ones are exactly similar to their parents and we often call them as clones. Now let's come to sexual reproduction. In case of sexual reproduction, everyone, two parents are involved, right? Now, if two parents are involved, then both of them will form the gametes. Means gamete formation takes place. So now if gametes are formed, then it's very obvious fertilization will takes place. Absolutely correct. right? Fertilization will happen, it occurs, and now both parents are involved, everyone. So if two parents are involved, two different gametes are involved, means two different set of genetic material are also involved. It shows the intermixing of genetic material. It means it will show variations, right? Now these variations are very, very essential for the survival of any kind of species, everyone. Why? Let us take an example. See, let us say, suppose we human beings, right? We human beings are surviving in a environment, in a climate which is not so hot, right? But what if temperature may rises to 60 degree? If our body is able to bear that temperature, then only we are able to survive, isn't it? Right? So now these variations, that tolerance to that high temperatures comes from variations, right? So we can say variation is very, very essential for the survival of a entire species along with the time. Got it, everyone? Okay, so now it's time to move on, and it's time to solve a very, very simple question. Now I want every one of you to mark your answer in the class forum, everyone. I'll give you let's say only 30 second, a very, very simple question, no? So you have to mark your answer within 30 seconds. The question is, the process in which organism produces young ones that of their own kind is known as reproduction. Is this statement true or false? Okay, I got so many responses here, and every one of you are marking option A true. Kudos, everyone has marked absolutely correct answer, right? So reproduction is a process by which an organism produces the young ones of their own kind, right? Okay, so now it's time to move on, everyone, and now we will discuss about the binary fission, which is an example, which is a very, very, you can say, classic example of asexual reproduction, right? So you can see amoeba here. Amoeba are the unicellular organisms, we all know, and it belongs to a group called protozoa. We have already discussed about types of microbes, everyone, right? Okay then. So now let us take a glance over the type of reproduction. Here you can see a parent amoeba, right? Now it starts to stretches its nucleus and it will split into two. That marks your first step of this reproduction, that is nuclear division, right? Once the nucleus is divided, now you can yourself observe what is another step. The cytoplasm again start to divide into two, that is cytoplasmic division. And now once the cytoplasm has divided into two, it will form two daughter cells, right? So let's come back to the name. What does it mean? Binary fission. Binary simply means two, right? Binary means two, fission means splitting. So what is happening here? You have observed it yourself. A single cell is splitting into two, and that is a binary fission, right, everyone? So you can note down in your notebook the type of reproduction in which, okay, let me write it for you. Please make a note, everyone, right? Let me clear all these. Great. So please write, everyone, the process by which, add unicellular before organism, right? The process by which a unicellular organism reproduces and divides into two is called, what do we call it? We call it as binary fission. Absolutely correct, students. Okay, so make a note of this definition and also write binary. Binary means two. Fission means splitting, right? So a cell or an organism is splitting into two to form daughter cells. Right, everyone? Okay, then. So it's time to move on, and now we will discuss about another type of asexual reproduction, that is budding. In case of budding, you will all yourself observe a term bud. What is a bud in a plant? Anyone? Absolutely correct. A small bird which will, develop into a flower, or it might lead into the production of leaves and so on. So we will observe a normal parent hydra, right? Parent hydra, what is a hydra? Hydra is a aquatic organism. It is a aquatic organism, right? So this aquatic organism starts to develop a small bird-like structure. You can yourself observe here, right? So this is your small structure, that is bird. Once this hydra is getting ample amount of nutrition, what has happened here? You can yourself observe here. The bird starts to grow its mouth and tentacle. Now it resembles to its parent, right? Now, gradually it will undergo maturation, it will grow in its size, it will become big, and once it matures, it will detaches from the parent. Right? You can see, you can yourself observe here, the daughter cell has detached from the parent. Now, this detached young one has the tendency to grow independently. Okay? Independently, it will grow, and once it will grow independently, now again it can also reproduce by the same process, right? So if anyone asks you what are the steps, you can simply mark the growth of bud. Once the bud is grown, it will develop, starts to develop the tentacles and mouth. Gradually it will starts to mature. Over maturation it will detach, and now it becomes a fully fledged completely developed parent hydra. Got it, everyone? So now we will also learn about the budding, but in case of one more organism, that is yeast. Can anyone tell me to which group this yeast belong? Anyone write your answer in the class forum? Okay, I got responses here. Okay, right, absolutely correct. So yeast cell belongs to a group called fungi, right? Absolutely correct. So this yeast, when get ample amount of nutrition, what is the source of nutrition here? Glucose, carbohydrate. Absolutely correct, everyone, right? So this yeast cell, when get all amount of nutrition, again its nucleus will divide into two. You can see the bud grow here. Once the bud completely grows, it will develop into a new bud or a normal independent cell, right? But sometimes you may also observe the bud do not get detached from the parent body, and in fact that bud also develop a bud, and it makes an entire chain of buds, right? So again, that is a characteristic feature of budding in yeast cells, everyone. Got it? Okay then. So now let's move ahead, and okay, we have reached to the end of our session. What do we have learned? Let's have a very quick summary, everyone. First of all, we have discussed about the reproduction. What does reproduction mean? Why is it necessary for all of us, right? So we have seen it is a process by which an organism produces its own generation of its own kind. It is very important to write of its own kind, everyone, right? Okay, then we have seen that it is very essential for continuation of species on our planet again, right? So now then we have discussed about asexual reproduction, and here are the two examples that we have discussed today. We have seen fission in amoeba, where a parent amoeba will undergo division. First it will go nuclear division, then it will go under cytoplasmic division. Once it is done with both of them, it will split into two and form two daughter cells. This process is known as Binary fission, absolutely correct. Right. Then we have discussed about budding in Hydra. Small bud-like structure develops on a parent body. It ultimately get nutrition, develop its tentacle and mouth, undergoes maturation, and on maturity it will get detached from the parent body. Okay, everyone. So with that, we have completed our session. Now, if any one of you having any kind of doubt related to this chapter or whatever we have discussed today, you can ask me right now. Okay. Okay, everyone. So, since nobody is having any doubt and everything is clear to you, let us end this session here. But very important, complete your homework that you are getting on your portal. If you are getting any difficulties, let's discuss it, let's solve it. Till then, take care, everyone. Bye bye. Keep learning and keep shining.